living through lust or living in lust. So your ass got here through living in lust scenarios because you had a lustful desire or you had a lustful passion that you wanted to articulate. So of course we're all gonna basically play out the representations and characteristics of living in lust. Now, there's always a percentage perspective and of course a balance mechanism that you have to utilize when you're playing out these characteristics, because overindulging into something and of course being too much of something can basically grease you and get you fixated, of course stuck into a pattern, which basically blocks you and limitations you for certain things that you're trying to accumulate, and of course withdrawn right back into your circumference. So now everything is a percentage per level when we're dealing with these energies, and of course how we correlate with them, and of course utilize our articulations, and of course doing our 360 towards these things. Sometimes individuals do too much of the 360s, develop soul ties, and of course your soul is tied up with something that you did not want to knot with, but of course you was in the bedroom knotting with it. But that's what we will call living in lust and desire perspectives. Because you never want to basically have a desire for something that you don't have no interest in. You're just wasting the time of yourself and the individual. So of course, sometimes in life you just gotta be straight up. Feel me? And when you're straight up, you're looking straight, you're moving forward. Things won't basically be too chaotic. Things won't get out of control, and of course somebody won't have to die. But if you hold things in, keep things hidden like a secret, of course, that's a whole lot of energy that was predicated towards having loyalty and trust into you. But of course, that betrayal energy plays a heavy mechanism, and of course, a heavy role when it comes to basically interacting with individuals. You never want to basically have that kind of energy on yourself, because at the end of the door, you kind of like creating your own bloodbath and putting blood on your own hands, because you're trying to get someone else to basically react and respond to negative intention or negative energy. And of course, you know you're the host of this shit. So by you being the host, you're only hosting yourself and allowing the host to come in and do the hocus pocus with your ass. So you got to be very careful, very aware of who hearts you play with, because these things can get you lost into a replenished energy. And of course, you never want to basically go to sleep or have these perceptions on your heart and your mind, because these things can deteriorate you, and of course sanitation your eyes. So you gotta be very careful of who you live in lust with. For me, because it's cool to live in lust, but of course not everybody have the same intentions or the same desires or the same perspectives or the same outlooks or the same elements that can basically rejuvenate with your elements, or basically be able to accumulate with your backyard with your dogs in it. Everybody got different mosquitoes, everybody got different bites, and of course everybody got ways differently on how they do things and projecting. Of course, it's all about projecting the image, but you never want to be caught up into the image. You want to be the creative image. So that's how I play out in all spectrums.